Thanks, Isabella. It's business, not personal, for head coaches Michael Odell and Antonio Wiley. They were former teammates. Now they're head coaches and also close friends. They're going to have to put their emotions aside and coach one of the marquee matchups in 6A football tonight. But we are looking to an elite junior quarterback in Edward Griffin for the Coppell Cowboys. He's led his team so far to an outstanding season just as a junior. 41 points per game that this offense is putting up. But it's going to be a tough recipe when you're talking about going up against the Lewisville Farmers defense. They're ranked 8th in 6A, only allowing their opponents to score 8 points per game or fewer. And that's all thanks to their defensive end, Sean Oliver. We will get into him a little bit later tonight. But I have a feeling it's going to be a good old school football matchup that one of our teammates, is going to really enjoy. I'm going to send it back to Aaron in the studio.
Go to Coppell Deli, and here to join us on hand is Abby Jones, who gets to watch this game here at Buddy Eccles Field. Abby, thanks for your time. These are two coaches who are obviously beloved within their programs, and Michael Odell there for Lewisville and Antonio Wiley for Coppell, but I understand they've got a really special relationship as well.
First of all, Tepper, I really thought there was going to be a statue of you that I was going to see tonight. But they do have a very...
Spoiler.
They do have a very special relationship. Coach Odell actually hired Coach Wiley a few years ago. He was here the first 2 years, and they have such a great bond. When I was speaking with both of them earlier this week, they said it's so hard to really play against your friend, but you have to put those feelings aside. It's not personal, it's just business. They both said that we're going to get the job done, and we'll hug the other one at the end of the game. And for now, it's a really good game, so I feel like somebody's going to have some bragging rights soon.
Well, Abby, I'm wondering if the Coppell quarterback, Edward Griffin, who you mentioned in your Jack in the Box whip around hit, maybe boasting those bragging rights later tonight. I know you loved him on film.
Yes.
What can you tell us about what he brings to their table?
Yeah. For a junior, he is so impressive. When I was talking with Coach Wiley earlier this week, he was just so complimentary of how he's able to really understand the game, watch it on film. He's an elite passer, almost 1,000 yards in the air, 11 touchdowns as well. 78% completion rate. Wrap your mind around that. This is his first year starting on varsity, and that's what he's able to do. You can see he is having success here tonight, and it's really, really special. The exciting thing is that he's going to grow as a player, so this is kind of just his benchmark. It's really impressive.
Abby, Lewisville has a great defensive player, defensive end. Tell us about him, Sean Oliver.
I am going to call Sean Oliver nightmare fuel, okay? If you are an offense or if you are a quarterback, he is nightmare fuel for sure. I spoke with him earlier, and he was so locked in, he really couldn't even talk to me. Let me tell you why this guy is special. 39 tackles, 19 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, 1 interception. Guys, he's played 4 games. Unheard of. He's only a junior, not on the map yet for colleges, but he will be soon. Every single team has to double team him, so he allows the secondary to really have some opportunities because they're so focused on him. So if you can stop him, you might be able to have a successful game. But, you know, when I was watching his film, one impressive thing, I know that he's a Texas native, he really reminded, I'm an NFL girl, so he really reminded me of Mad Max, and I'm talking about none other than Max Crosby, defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. I know a lot about him. Got a friend that's a team reporter. Shout out to Levi. But super, super impressive stuff. The way that he's able to just be so fluid with his body and his movement to do whatever it takes to get a sack or a tackle. I'm seeing a mini Mad Max on the field tonight. It's really special. It's an old school football game, which reminds me, Tepper, let's talk about old school. 2003 High School Spirit Award. Sorry, Tepper.
Abby, I told you earlier this week we would have documentation that Greg Tepper was indeed a member of the football team, and now here we witness.
Ross McKnight was a really good quarterback.
Well, listen, Abby, we're looking forward to your spirit throughout the night. We hope you can embody the spirit of the 2003 recipient of the Coppell High School Spirit Award.
I will try my hardest. I don't think I can live up to Tepper, but I will try my hardest.
Well, we're looking forward to your updates from his old field all night long.
Abby Jones on hand, caught up with the head coach at Coppell, Antonio Wiley.
Coach Wiley, you're up 28-7. Louisville defense has only allowed 8 points in a game. How are you able to have such success with them in the first half?
Man, our offense is just coming out and executing a lot of big plays by our quarterback, Edward Griffin, just improvising, moving the pocket with his legs, and keeping his eyes up, completing balls down the field. I mean, we had a 2nd and 18 that he converted for like a 40-yard gain. So he's playing well. Our defense has found a way to get a couple stops, and it's just been, we're kind of feeding off each other's energy.
What is going to be your second half message to secure the win here tonight?
They're a championship program. We have to finish. If we want to be considered at this level, you have to finish, and that's my message. Finish.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, that's certainly in his back pocket here tonight. Coppell pretty much smack dab of the DFW Metroplex at this point with the way it's growing. And, of course, home to our one and only Greg Tepper, as Abby Jones spoke about earlier on the show. That was great fun getting to celebrate the 2003 recipient of the Spirit Award there at Coppell High School, Abby. But tonight, at this point, I want to celebrate Coppell quarterback Edward Griffin, who you also boasted about earlier on in the show. What have you made of just his composure and performance tonight?
Hey, how about them Cowboys? Because there must be something about the Cowboys scoring 40. You guys watched Cowboys versus Giants, but remember when I said earlier in the show it's not personal, it's business? I was wrong. For Edward Griffin, it's completely personal. He has every single stat for this game, and I talked about his completion percentage just being off the charts. Let's bump it up to 81 tonight. He has just been electric. He is able to have game in the air and on the ground. He is seeing and reading this defense well. I don't know why Lewisville is unable to really get to him, but they're not making any contact tonight. You can't tell him anything. He is so locked in. Whatever he wants to happen, he's making it happen here. It is a complete team, and Edward Griffin is a complete quarterback tonight. It is so impressive. If you just remember, he's a junior. So just imagine the growth here, but it has been Edward Griffin's game. Honestly, probably they wanted to put on a show for Tepper, and I think they're doing the job right now.
Yeah, I would say so, Abby. Now, the other thing that they're doing is, I mean, to be up 28 points there, that really smacks of physicality and how physical Coppell is in this game. And plus, playing there, Buddy Eccles probably has everybody fired up. The atmosphere, I imagine, is pretty electric.
Yes, and they're doing something really unique. They're making Lewisville one-dimensional. The only guy that has been able to do anything for them is Byron Nelson, the running back that I was researching earlier this week, and they're really eliminating a lot of opportunity for Lewisville. They're only able to get a run game going a little bit. Their passing game is pretty much non-existent tonight, but there's a big crowd here. I'm on the Coppell sidelines, and there's a ton of energy. It's apparently not too far of a drive, but there's definitely more red and Cowboys in the stands.
Straight down 121 to Denton Tap Road, and boom, you're there.
If you need directions, Hall of Famer on the end there. Abby Jones keeping us updated throughout the night.
The quarterback for the Coppell Cowboys, he caught up with Abby Jones.
529 total yards of offense tonight for your team. For you personally, 313 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground, 82% completion. We're all impressed with you. Are you impressed with yourself?
I mean, it's just a product of our system. We have great players around me. I mean, it just makes it so much easier. I just have to go out and do my job, find the easy completions. I mean, our receivers always get open. O-line protects so well. It just makes it easy on me. Those personal stats, Coach Narragon always tells us, don't mean anything. It's a reflection on the team.
I want to read a quote from your coach. Highly intelligent quarterback with a cannon arm that is super efficient running an offense. A total pro-style quarterback already. Coming from Coach Wiley, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I think the efficiency is the biggest thing. Our offense is built around efficiency, and so it makes it so much easier on me. I mean, honestly, it's a great offense, and I'm just blessed to be part of it. I just try to do my job and do that to the best of my abilities.
Talk about the support that you got from your defense tonight. How impressed were you with the game that they played?
I mean, there's been a lot of talk about our defense, and all week, I mean, before the game, I was telling them, like, this is a momentum game. I mean, y'all can go step up and show the type of defense y'all are, and they just did an amazing job. Lewisville's, an amazing team, so just the way that they went out and played, so impressive. Going against a team as good as Lewisville, it just shows coaches preparing everybody. I mean, I know they were putting a bunch of stuff. The defensive guys were all, today in school, I mean, they were all telling me how much they were putting in, and they obviously executed, but it was just a good team win. And
lastly, what does this win mean for you and your team, personally and as a whole?
I mean, it's a great win. I kind of said it's a game we circled. Last year, this was varsity's lone regular season loss, and they really put they whipped us last year. And so we kind of circled this all through off season. We always bring up this game. When times are getting hard, we're like, man, we got to do our job so we can go out and perform in games like this. And so it was exciting. But it's not the end of the result. I mean, we have 5 more games in district, so, I mean, it's a great district, like you said earlier. So we just got to keep on executing.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Enjoy this win. Yeah.
Abby Jones was on hand for it. She joins us here on High School Scoreboard Live. Hi, Abby. I hope Coppell treated you well. This was a physical fight, but in the end, it seemed like the quarterback for Coppell, Edward Griffin, really was the decisive factor.
They put on a show tonight. I feel like it lived up to the hype. I just wanted to grab some popcorn, sit back and watch Edward Griffin do his thing tonight. 300-plus yards, 2 touchdowns. The most impressive part, 82% completion rate tonight. Incredible stuff. Let's take a listen to what the starting quarterback had to say about his performance tonight.
I think the efficiency is the biggest thing. Our offense is built around efficiency, and so it makes it so much easier on me. I mean, honestly, it's a great offense, and I'm just blessed to be part of it. I just try to do my job and do that to the best of my abilities.
He's such a humble kid. I feel like he's probably not going to be satisfied with the performance tonight, even though it was lights out. I talked to offensive coordinator, and he just said he's one of the hardest workers on the team. He works as hard in the film room as he does in the weight room, as he does during practice, and you saw that tonight. So I really enjoyed this. I hope that you guys did too.
Yeah, to think Coppell put up 49 on that Lewisville defense that we spent so much time on Football Friday highlighting, Abby, and yet I feel like the Cowboys may have heard us and been like, hey, we got a unit ourselves. What did you make of Coppell defensively tonight?
They weren't the story going into tonight, but they played a big part of it because Ethan Terrell, he just wasn't really able to connect tonight. The only thing that they could do tonight was establish a little bit of a run game and look to Byron Ellison. He was the main guy, scoring all 4 of their touchdowns, 238 yards for him specifically. But as far as Ethan Terrell, he was intercepted twice. The defense woke up for Coppell. They actually scored on defense tonight, and it took a lot of the pressure off of quarterback Edward Griffin to go out there and do his thing and get the dub. But I did talk to the AD, Tepper. I might have put in a good word for a little statue for you.
See, that's good to know, Abby. That's very nice of you to say. And since you had time to talk to the AD, that means that environment must have been something special tonight, the atmosphere around Buddy Eccles Field.
The student section, so fun. It was like they had flags, a Texas flag, they had things to make sounds, and it was super electric. There weren't a ton of Farmers fans here. I was kind of shocked. It didn't seem like too far of a drive, but it was 100% Cowboys Nation here tonight. And they showed up, and they showed out.
All right, Abby, you did as well. We appreciate all the hard work. Thank you, Abby Jones.